back, everybody. Mr. Moose here, and we return for our TV debut with Urban Warfare #1. This is After Dark Wrestling, the local to global challenge, where we are taking a hardcore company to the top of the world, and that starts today with our TV debut. So there's nothing to update you on. You are watching this. I've literally started recording this 5 minutes after I ended the last episode. So let's just jump in. We've got a premiere to do. Now I'm worried about finances because we're now only going to get 959 people. So that is a huge drop. So I think that's still probably the best place to use it. So I mean, can we see what's we're expecting? 950. What is the Hammerstein Ballroom? Yeah, I mean, let's just go there. New York is going to host our first ever event. Right, let's get some creative finishes, some angle ideas. Do we want a character idea? A gimmick idea? Let's just roll the gimmick idea. No use. Alright, it is what it is. Locker room incidents. Lillian Sims has asked if you might be able to use her. You probably can. You can win a dart match. You any good? You're not really a hardcore wrestler, but you can come and job out to someone. That's fine. Alex Colan's got a character idea. Good for him. Sandra Moon has organised a video game tournament. My kind of girl. And Satoko Yoshida, Shanyata, and Lillian Sims got some training. Wonderful. Now, we can't do an Inspire, so maybe we'll just do some team bonding. And, yeah, lots and lots of good things there. Happy with that. Everyone did really well. We've got a very, very big inner circle kind of thing at the minute, haven't we? So let's go and get this show booked in. All right, so here we are. I've booked everything in. I've had to make a few tweaks because, unfortunately, Rina Yamashita is not contracted to wrestle on TV, so we do need to go and address that after the episode. Mark Sterling misses out as well tonight, unfortunately, but is what it is. Right, but anyway, here is the premiere show. Let's have a blast. So, in a terrible pre-show match, Pat Buck defeats Lillian Sims in 10 minutes with a one-hit wonder. Pat with a 35, Lillian Sims with a 9. But that's okay. I'm always happy to let people come in and job themselves out for us, even if it just keeps Pat ticking over. And we start the main broadcast, and JR and the Blue Meanie welcome all the fans around the world to our first ever TV broadcast. Tonight the world will see ADW in all its glory. Strap yourselves in for Urban Warfare. 66 segment rating. Decent angle to get us started. And MV Young and the Awesome Club open our premiere show. Well, if you ignore the fact Jim Ross has just done it. He and his club members are delighted to open the curtain on a historic night. Not for the company, but also for the club. They are the most awesome stable in ADW history and the true winners of the historic Grand Slam. He won't let Satu Jin steal that honour. He was the first and the only one people will remember. Some heavy metal music plays and Penta, accompanied by Miedo Extremo, make their way to the ring. He tells MV Young that he talks a little bit too much. He might be Mr. Grand Slam, but the future of the company is Miedo Extremo. They're not out here just to steal his moment, but just to announce themselves as the tag team challengers. And they'd love nothing more than to take those titles tonight. MV Young states that he and Kenzie will not back down as this is their moment. And tonight's main event will be the Awesome Club versus the Hombres del Miedo. 71 rated segment. Really, really good angle here. MV Young is just so good. Penta holding his own with a 65 as well. Considering we've got Miedo Extremo just working the crowd, and he's not the most charismatic. But the crowd are hot and rising. Angle idea was a success. 71 overall. What a start. And can the matches deliver tonight? Well, for an opening match, 56 isn't too bad. Mr. Danger defeats Alex Colon by submission. Yeah, I mean, nothing really to note there. Both men did decently well. And Mr. Danger picks up a win. on our first ever televised show. And next up is Suzu Suzuki, and she had a wild brawl with great heat and good wrestling, and she defeats JD Drake the Jobber after he could not beat a 10 count after a flying moonsault. The flying moonsault must have kicked him in the face or something, but she picks up a 63. Very, very good. JD Drake is rusty and he's retiring in about 2 weeks, so let's just see if Suzu Suzuki can eat his popularity. 60 overall is not too bad. Suzu Suzuki gets the win, but the Queen of Steel's victory parade is short-lived. Charlotte Flair, the Queen, storms to ringside and beats down on Suzuki. She locks in the figure 8 leg lock, wooing away. One thing's for sure, this company is not big enough for 2 queens. And yeah, Charlotte Flair gets a very good Queen gimmick rating, very good. And the Queen of Nothing storyline has started with this segment. And this angle got the crowd white hot. So it's a good job. But Shan Yotta and Astrid are out next to chill everyone out. And a superb match with superb wrestling and good heat. Astrid defeats Shan Yotta in a bra and panties match in 6 minutes when Shan Yotta was stripped. And Astrid with a 68 is pretty decent. Shan Yotta with a 58 is pretty decent. Shame about the creative finish. Doesn't really matter. This is just all about crowd management, this one. Next up. The War Raiders are out, and they defeat Fabi Apache and Rebby Sky when Eric pins Fabi Apache with a Viking experience. And this is just about getting the War Raiders a little bit more over. Eric's fallen off the boil a little bit, so we're just pumping him back up, because I think the War Raiders, at some point, will go into the tag team title picture. But, yeah, I mean, this is a fine match. 57 overall. These are just here to job. These are just here to win. Nothing spectacular. Ivar with a 60 is pretty good. Shame about the awful gimmicks, but doesn't really matter. They're just here to job, like I say. 57 overall. And we're hot and rising. And Satoko Yoshida defeats Sandra Moon in 10 minutes with a Liberty package. And this was the Mayhem match to bring everyone right back up, but Ivar kind of did that already, so this is a bit of a pointless match. But Yoshida with a 51 is very, very good, outperforming Sandra Moon with a 46. And we got the crowd buzzing again. Did I press the button there? No, I did not. And Selena De La Renta is backstage flirting with Orin Vate and KTB. And who should appear but Yoshida? The two females exchange dirty looks, and Yoshida loses her shiz. She's yelling in Japanese again, but KTB, acting like Vate's bodyguard, gives her a huge shove, knocking her off her feet. And the three walk off laughing to engage in other activities. What could them activities be? But yeah, Orin Vate and Yoshida have recently broken up, and it looks like Orin Vate's got a better offer, or at least at face value. So yeah, KTB's got a gimmick that's getting stale, so we need to address that. The crowd are white hot again. They're loving this. 54 overall. So it's a great time to bust out a death match, I think. And in a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, the team of Atticus Cougar, Charlie Evans, and Dr. Redacted defeat Colby Carino, Jimmy Lloyd, and Tim Donst makes a rare return when Atticus Cougar pinned Tim with the headlock driver. And this was supposed to be Yamashita. However, she's not contracted to wrestle on TV, unfortunately, so that's very, very annoying. Good gimmicks. Charlie Evans got a great gimmick. Jimmy Lloyd got a very good gimmick. Happy with that. Pick of the bunch was Colby Carino with a 63. Excellent stuff. Atticus Cougar with a 59, not too far behind. Most people here in the 50s, Charlie Evans and Tim Donst, need a little bit of a push. And Selena's in ringside. She's managing Dr. Redacted. I must have forgotten to remove that note. But yeah, decent match. And we move on to the main event. And in a superb match, the Hermanos Del Miedo defeated Kenzie and MV Young in a street fight when Miedo Extremo submitted Kenzie Page. And yeah, Hermanos Del Miedo win the tag team title. So no defences for Kenzie Page and MV Young, unfortunately. Miedo Extremo, the pick of the bunch, with a 63, closely followed by MV Young with a 62. Yeah, Miedo Extremo's getting really good, isn't he? Penta with a 57 and Kenzie Page with a 49. Creative finish was a success. We're not done yet, though, because Xatu Jin clearly took exception to MV Young's comments earlier and launches an attack with Reed Bentley. They hammer down on the former champions. Agent Nightingale tries to help, but only succeeds in getting herself beat down too. Jin points to the Grand Slam badge while laughing hysterically. And the Reign of Terror storyline has started with this segment. 67 overall. Good show. Show increased popularity in 57 regions. Overall, yeah, I mean, great angle at the start. Really good. Best match of the night was the Hermanos Del Miedo defeating the Awesome Club. Some solid matches here. Suzuki bringing a 60. Everything else a little bit under 60, but that's okay. It's a good show, nevertheless. 64 overall. Let's finish up. Financial report. So we lost 3k on the show. We got £25,000 in the bank, so we're going to have to watch that. New England went up by 1. Great Lakes went up by 1. England and the British Isles went up, and Mexico went up, and a few places in Canada. And India have finally heard of us. Very good. Well, there is our premiere. So yeah, lots to digest. Main talking point is that MV Young and Kenzie Page have lost the title without making a single defence. No thanks to Xatu Jin. And I hinted at it earlier, there may be some... I don't know what's the right word. A bit of a feud coming on there, but where does Akira fit into that? Well, you'll have to watch show number 2, won't you, to find out. But yeah, new tag team champions. I don't think anyone can argue with Miedo Extremo having some silverware at this point, or gold, or whatever you want to call it. Charlotte Flair has taken exception to the Queen of Steel, so they're going to have a little bit of a feud now. I mean, town's only big enough for one queen. I think we know where that's going, if I'm completely honest, but the fans don't. The fans don't know what Charlotte Flair's retiring, so yeah, we'll just give them a little bit of a run. And yeah, Yoshida's been, I don't know, KTB'd, I guess, I don't know, so she's got a little feud going on there, so we'll see how that develops over the next couple of episodes. Well, TV episodes anyway. So I mentioned previously that was going to be like a 2-hour premiere. I think the plan at the minute, especially while we are losing money, is to just go to a 1-hour show and try and utilise cheaper workers, because previously we were making £158,000 on ticket sales. We're not going to be getting that now, so we need to just watch that. I think as well we're going to block book, I think, like do 3 TV shows at once, because what was my plan? Let me look at my plan here. So we've got episode 2 and then a Friday Night Frenzy. Now that Friday Night Frenzy is not going to be like a pay-per-view. That is just there to help with ticket revenue, if I'm completely honest. So not sure what's going to happen in that event. It could just be a case of utilising, the free workers, the exclusive contract workers, and the jobbers, just to try and save as many pennies as possible, if I'm completely honest. So I think we're going to have a pay-per-view here. Where Friday Night Frenzy is booked in on the 26th of July, we might have a pay-per-view there, possibly on the Sunday, something like that. I mean, we'll have to work out the finer details, but we've had one TV show, so we're going to have the second one, Friday Night Frenzy, just for ticket sales. It's not going to play any relevance into the story. So that's episode 3, 4, 5, 6. So do we maybe like block book 2, or do a 3 and a 2? I think just to try and save some pennies, perhaps. I need to give it a little bit of thought. Is there any interesting news around here at all? Kurt Angle's joined NWA. Good for him. We had an awesome show, so thank you very much for the feedback, fans. Let's see what else we've got. A new feud. Jörn Simmons. And Defy Hire Alpha Wolf on a handshake deal. TNA extend deal with a bunny. Alright, nothing really to note there. In terms of news, so Mercedes Martinez and V Press got married. Well, good for them. And 25,000 viewers looked at the show. Alpha Wolf's been picked up. That's fine. Tatum Paxley has signed her exclusive contract. Very, very good. You can stay as Tatum Paxley. So we're still waiting for our jobbers to come through. Yeah, we've got 2 more shows to try and drag ourselves out of this financial hole we're going to find ourselves in. So for a little while now, I think we're going to be treading water because the ticket, the workers are going to be an extra, Tatum Paxley plus Charlie Evans. So, I mean, we could be looking at like 60,000, 65,000 pounds here. We're really going to have to watch that. All right. So, yeah, before I forget, let's just tone this TV thing down to modify this TV show. Just make it a 1 hour. A 1 hour job. That's going to be fine. And then when we get a bit more money, we can look at bringing that back up to 2 hours. But I mean, with a 1 hour show, what we're looking at, we're sort of looking at like maybe 4 matches and 2 angles, or 3 matches, 3 angles, something like that. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to roll forward. We've got some signings to come in, and yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so we're back, and we are going to be doing ADW Urban Warfare number 2 tonight. Now, as mentioned, I have dropped it to a 1 hour show. So, yeah, we're going to just run them as 1 hour shows for the minute. All our new signings came in. So, Bam Sullivan, Mad Dog Connolly, Dulcie Tormentor came in. Cameron Branay just is a one-night worker who's decided to come in. Someone else came in, I think Jeff Cannonball. Claudio Castagnoli we've not used. Now, just before I book I've booked the show, we just need to go ahead and run it. A slight cause for concern, only a little cause for concern, but Suzu Suzuki defeated, I think it was JD Drake she defeated last time out. Now, JD Drake, his popularity dropped from 56 to 54. So, argument would say Suzu Suzuki is eating that popularity. However, that is not the case. She has been stuck at 52 for a little while. Now, I've got 2 theories. Now, the first one is that she is popularity capped at 52. Now, I severely hope that is not the case. One thing to think about is that she's got up to 70 popularity here in Kyushu, I think you'd pronounce that, I'm not quite sure. So, it wouldn't make sense that she's on 52 there but can't get to 70. I think the other theory is that she can't grow higher than our current size. Now, our current size in the tri-state is 52. And this theory makes a lot more sense because we've got a lot of people on 52. I'll quickly just show you this here so you understand my thinking, my rationale, whatever. But Astrid's on 52. She hasn't grown for a few months. Colby Carino is on 52. He hasn't grown for a little while. Same with Ivar. He hasn't grown. Well, he's just got 52 because I think he just picked up a win. Miedo Extremo, he's jumped up quite a lot. MV Young, he's still on 52 as well. So I'm thinking this popularity can't go higher than 52. So I'd be interested to see when we jump to 53 popularity, if these workers can jump to 3, whether they're just capped at the size of, you get what I mean, like the size we are in the tri-state. And if that's the case, bringing in like Claudio Castagnoli, Charlotte Flair is pointless because they can't eat any of that popularity anyway, which is a bit annoying. But, you know, it's a learning day. Every day's a learning day. So, yeah, we're going to just basically lose a load of money for no reason, essentially. I mean, there's no saying we have to use Claudio Castagnoli. Sure, he's going to retire in 55 days, but if he doesn't wrestle a match, it's fine. I mean, we're going to be paying him £2,000, so if we're not going to get any benefit of taking his popularity, I don't really see the point in using him. Charlotte Flair, I've kind of put her in a storyline now, so we'll just kind of use her until she's out of here. But yeah, I mean, the only other option is that we job these people out to lesser people. So, I mean, it'd be a bit unfair for him to take on Mad Dog Conley, because that is one heck of a fall. But, you know, maybe someone like Charlie Evans, who we need to give a little bit of a push, could beat one of these guys up and see how far we can get her. I mean, that's probably quite a sensible option. Dr. Redact is nearly on 52, so we could kind of, maybe Green Worm could fall into that bracket. Maybe Kenzie Page could do with a little bit of a push. I think that might be the option we have to go down, because I don't think we can eat any of that popularity past 52. So, bit unfortunate. I didn't realise that, but like I say, every day's a learning day. Everything's a learning, you know, every day's a school day and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, one thing we never looked at, by the way, I'm sure I vacated that. Did I not vacate that? I'm certain I vacated that. Never mind. What we're looking at. So, yeah, the titles. We didn't look at this last time out. So, Kenzie Page and MV Young made no defences of the title, unfortunately for them. And the new tag team titles are Penta and Miedo Extremo. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let's go and take our second TV show and see what's going on. And in a pre-show match that had terrible wrestling and not any heat, didn't have much heat, rather, Jimmy Jacobs defeats Cameron Brane in 10-16 by submission with the end of time. And Jimmy Jacobs, again, just keeping him ticking over in case we do need to use him for anything. Cameron Ray was a bit rusty. She's not a hardcore wrestler. But yeah, free jobbers. Well, they're not free. We have to pay like 30 quid for them. But that's okay. Not too bad. And we start the show with an angle. So MV Young and Kenzie Page are out in the ring and they're furious. They were robbed of their titles last week by a fat, ugly oaf. And they want their rematch tonight to regain what is rightfully theirs. And the fat, ugly oaf being Satu Jin interfering in the match, in case you forgot. Mick Foley makes his TV debut and sympathises with them and says he's willing to offer them a rematch at Friday Night Frenzy in a few days' time. However, tonight they will have the chance for revenge. It will be MV Young and Kenzie versus Satu and Reed Bentley in tonight's main event. 72 rated segment. Very, very good. So, yep, we're going to have a main event. And before we get there, we've got Yoshida defeating Selena De La Renta with a Liberty package. And this was the Mayhem match. Yoshida with a 49 and Selena with a 38. What we got here then? Yeah, the Heartbreak storyline has advanced but lost heat. Yoshida is hinting at a future face turn. Chaos of the match helped hide how badly Selena was performing. Selena was not very happy about losing this match, so we might have to give her a little bonus, but I don't think she's got a leg to stand on because Yoshida is just so much better. Have I not set this to turn? No, I have not. Alright, we'll have to do it the next time we see her. But yeah, we're turning Yoshida face so she can go and deal with the promiscuous Orin Vate. Can you be a promiscuous if you're a man? I don't know. Promiscuous Selena De La Renta. So yeah, we're just keeping this storyline ticking along. 46 overall. And Jimmy Jacobs is backstage interviewing the Queen of Steel. Although her English isn't perfect, we get the message loud and clear. Suzuki is draped in combat gear and has meatloaf across her shoulders. Or the bat out of hell if you're new here. Go back and see the previous videos. It's a prize for winning the Queen of Steel. She says the words, "Charlotte Flair, I will ruin you. I am the violent prodigy, and soon enough your head will be surgically attached to my little friend," meaning Meatloaf. She swings the bat at the camera, and the screen shatters and then goes black. 67 rated segment, pretty decent stuff. Suzuki is being interviewed, and Jimmy Jacobs is the interviewer in this angle, and Charlotte Flair is appearing off screen. And in the bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, Orin Vate defeats JD Drake with a witch hunger, and this was supposed to be Nate Webb versus JD Drake, but Nate Webb is not contracted to wrestle on the TV, so that's another one we've had to go and sort out. So yeah, Orin Vate substitutes in tonight, and yeah, I mean, decent match, not too bad. JD Drake's doing okay, but I think this will be his last match for us, I think now, because I think he retires like tomorrow or something, so... Anyway, he's wrestled his last match for the company, and we'll probably just release him when we get the notification. 52 overall. And an angle now. Tatum Paxley takes centre stage, and she tells the fans she has an important announcement. She announces that she has signed an exclusive contract with After Dark Wrestling, so all the pervy old men and women can drool over the hottest woman in World Wrestling today forever. Well, for 3 years, or however long we've got her. Candice LeRae joins Paxley in the ring and congratulates Paxley on her exclusive contract. However, she is a little confused because she has heard rumours backstage of backstage orgies and certain favours being given. She might have an exclusive contract, but she is definitely not exclusive. This enrages Paxley and a fight breaks out, and the bell rings and we are underway. 63 rated segment. Candice LeRae is doing some comedy here, and I thought we should get a bonus. Maybe I've not set the angle up right, but we should be getting a bonus for her good comedic timing. She did some comedy, so yeah. 63 rated segment. Let's move on. And in a wild brawl that had good heat and decent wrestling, Tatum Paxley defends her honour and defeats Candice LeRae and knocks her out clean. So 53 rated segment for Paxley and 47 for Candice LeRae. And we move on to our main event. Kenzie and MV Young defeat Jin and Bentley in 10 minutes when MV Young submitted Reed Bentley after interference from Akira. Oh, it's spicing up tonight, isn't it? And MV Young was really off his game, but still pulls out a 60. I think we can deal with that. Satu Jin with a 61. Reed Bentley with a 42. And Kenzie Page with a 48. And what's this here? So we've got lots of greens here. So Satu and Reed Bentley had great chemistry. So did Kenzie Page and MV Young. And so did Satu Jin and Maven Bentley. Kenzie Page has a strong connection with the young female demographic who really liked her winning. Well, there you go. So does that give us a bonus then? Let's have a look. Do we have a bonus for that somewhere? Or do people just like her winning? Do we have... It doesn't appear we get a bonus for that, does it, anywhere? Do we get a bonus for that? It doesn't look like it affects a dirt sheet. Maybe we can... Can we look that up? Female demographic. Being told the work has a strong connection with the young female demographic means that some combination of their various stats make them particularly good at connecting with young female fans, so they get a bonus to any popularity growth that they experience. Right, well, we'll have to go and check that out. So hopefully she's, you know, got a bit of a push out of that. Overall rating of 60 is a good way to finish the show. And we get a 59 overall. I think we're still on the ensemble angle, so we would have taken 40% of the main event and 40% of probably Candice LeRae and Paxley, and then 20% of the average of everything else. So not the best show, but it's fine. You know, we're at 52 size overall, so this is still going to help us increase in popularity. In terms of finances, we made £6,000 on the show, so we've only got £13,000 now. We didn't gain any full popularity in the tri-state this time round. A few partials, a bit in Europe and a bit in Australasia, or Oceania, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. So Akira getting involved and, you know, firing back after his title loss to Satu Jin a few weeks ago. So we're aiming towards a bit of a... Would it be fair to say we're aiming towards a bit of a three-way ding-dong between MV Young, Satu Jin and Akira? Potentially. I'm not sure what Kenzie Page thinks about that, because I think she probably wants the tag team titles. Speaking of which, in the Friday Night Frenzy show event we've got coming up, we're going to have a rematch for the tag team titles. So I think we'll cover that on the episode today. We'll do the Friday Night Frenzy. Again, that's probably going to be the only story-related match on the card. I think the rest of the card might just be about getting some workers, some reps and things like that, getting people working, bit of popularity growth. It's just kind of there for ticket revenue. We will start building towards a pay-per-view after we get past that. So when we get into July, we'll build towards like a July pay-per-view or something like that. Still not figured out names and whatnot yet, so yeah, I still need to go away and think about that. Make some logos and things like that. So yeah, and the Yoshida storyline is sort of ticking along. So she's ticked off Selena De La Renta, who again was not very happy. The show has been awesome, so that's good. Have we got anything interesting here? Not particularly. Bolts up Erica Reed. Who is Erica Reed? You any good? You're an Australian wrestler. You kind of remind me of Rhea Ripley a little bit. Is she any good? I mean, she's not really a hardcore wrestler, so probably not for us. I mean, she's decent physically and fundamentally and stuff, but good sex appeal. Bit of a brawler. You got a new deathmatch wrestler or anything? No. Plays mysterious occult. Well, yeah, I can kind of see that from the picture, so good to know. Probably not for us, but yeah, good to know. Anything else? No, not particularly. They got 300 fans. So we got more fans than you did. The fans found it underwhelming. What happened on this match? Only got a 60. See, we're on a par with NXT now. What was their main event? KC Kazana. Is he any relation to Joe Kazana? Can we see that from here? Personal details. Yeah, child of Joe Kazana. Is he any good? He's got 41 hardcore. He passes the minimum test, I feel, at this point. What else happened? Best match on the card was Ishin Liashi. Is he any good? Cappuccino Jones. Is he the hardcore guy? No, he's not the hardcore guy. He's a Dragon Gate Trueborn. Is he on an exclusive contract? No, I didn't think he would be. Okay. Any good matches on here? Aria Bennett. I think we looked at her at some point, didn't we? Is she any good? She's got 63 hardcore. She's got a 2-year contract, though. Kylie Ray, are you a hardcore wrestler? No, not really. Is there anything else interesting on here? There's a tag team title match. Charles Drake, you got 44 hardcore. You have got 48 hardcore, but you're sleazy, so we'll probably pass on you. Mario Good Looks. You got 59 hardcore, so you could be an option. You've got another year on your contract. And Sean Legacy. You any good? 40 hardcore. So yeah, probably pass on most of them. I don't think there's anything interesting. Phantasma the Third. I recognise the name Phantasma. You're a regen, right? You're a bully as well. Yeah, we'll pass on you. Alright. Interesting to know. We got some news. So we got 24,000 people view the show. That's very good. We need to check. Oh, yeah. Selena De La Renta's morale. Why does that keep... I don't know. Anyway. So she's angry. Ooh. Furious at the booking. Do we have any character ideas? Safe bet. Should we try it? That was a success. You're still angry. We can't really afford to give you a bonus. Will you take $1,000? Will that make you happy? You're annoyed. Right, that's going to just have to do. That's the best we can do for the minute. We'll get you some wins. It'll be fine. Anything else to know? I don't think so. We're just going to do... We're going to finish up today. Might be a bit of a shorter episode, but we're going to finish up with Friday Night Frenzy 63 in a couple of days' time. So I'll go and book all that, and we'll come back shortly. And we're going to finish up today with Friday Night Frenzy number 63. So maybe a little bit of a shorter episode today. I think I'm going to release this very close to if not on the same day as the big roster review video I've just done. So just think of it as like one big long video, just kind of broken up. They're going to be released quite close together, so don't worry about that too much. Now, I've done all the pre-booking for this, so we'll jump in a minute. However, there were a few things I just wanted to have a quick think about. So, Alba Fire, right, is confirmed to be leaving the WWE. Now, she's a Scottish wrestler, so she's from the British Isles. I think she was in like the Secret Service or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, but she's got 64 hardcore. And she's a deathmatch wrestler as well. So, I think she's worth a pickup, if I'm completely honest. What is she going to cost? I mean, I'm not sure I want to do an exclusive contract, if I'm honest. I mean, who else would realistically pick her up on an exclusive contract? It's probably just AEW who might offer her a contract. Maybe someone like Deadlock Pro might do it as well. So I'm going to just see if I can just bring her in. She's got decent popularity. I mean, we've already figured out we're kind of like capped at 52. So everyone's kind of at the top of the card. It's just the way it is. But I think she's solid. Is she in decline? Let's just check she's not in decline. No, her hardcore is improving, and her technical is improving as well. Yeah, I think she could do good things for us. So I'm going to pick her up, mostly because she's a deathmatch wrestler, and she's got a good hardcore score. Professional. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Let's just see if we can get her a little bit cheaper. I do that every single time. I always do that. Right, can we get you for like 8... Let's be cheeky. £600. Do you want to come for £600? You need travel. Yeah, we've got an ironclad contract. We need to increase the amount. Yeah, we were being a little bit cheeky. 700? You want 850. I'll meet you at 850. You can have 20% merch. Available for all shows. 25%. Alright. Yeah, I think she kind of fits the hardcore mould, so I'm quite happy with that pickup. There was someone else as well who I noticed was coming up for renewal. Is it on this screen? Carmen Petrovic. Now, I looked at her, and she could do a job. She's got 57 hardcore. Not quite as high as, like, Alba Fire, but she's a Bosnian wrestler. I mean, I've never, ever known of a Bosnian wrestler before. I mean, she's a good brawler. More technical than anything else. Good psychology. Good stamina still. Good star quality. Great sex appeal. I wonder if you would do an eye candy match. Do you have... your modelling experience? That bodes well. Are you a face? You're a heel? You can do either. Could you be like a natural challenger to Tatum Paxley? Again, you're 53 popularity, so you're going to be right stacked at the top of the card. Are you worth a pickup? You've not got the best charisma. She's not a deathmatch wrestler or anything. Is she on the decline? Not really. A hardcore is still improving. Can we get you cheap? You're quite expensive. Quite expensive, I mean... Are you worth £1,000 a month? I'm not sure you are, to be honest. You'd want travel. 1,750. Is that too much? Are you worth it? God, that's really stupid. Can we... No, it's just going to error out, isn't it? Are you worth it? Are you worth it? Let's put you on the shortlist. Then if anyone starts getting you on an exclusive contract, we can react to it. And there isn't anyone else. So Jun Saito, he's got no hardcore skill. He's not interested enough to me. Do we have... I like looking at this screen, this contract overview screen. Do we have anything where we go all companies? Do we have anyone interesting coming up? Ashante Adonis, who are you? Tahuti Miles. You got a hardcore skill of 40. Do you have anything interesting about you? A hot new catchphrase. Only 64 microphone, though. Julia Hart. Are you any good? You got 54 hardcore, so passable again. Kind of in that Petrovich range. You are 28 years old with good charisma. Good star quality as well. Good fundamentals. Fairly resilient. Not the toughest person in the world. Oh, I've already got you on the shortlist. Right, no. Well, again, we can react to that one. Sean Dean. You're leaving AEW. You've got 47 hardcore, so there are better options out there. Lucas Gutierrez, that strikes me that he signed an exclusive contract somewhere. He's losing two companies. Leaving two companies, should I say, rather. You're a Greek non-wrestler. 77 referee, I mean, that's pretty good. We could do with a backup ref, but you're not contracted in the USA. Sorry, you don't work in the USA. So Charlie Evans is coming. JD Drake is retiring. Yamashita, Natalie Holland, that's our girl. Anyone else? Brent Oakley, you any good? No. Damian Chambers? No, not really. Isaiah Bronner? 47 hardcore, passable. You a deathmatch wrestler or anything? No, you're not a deathmatch wrestler. So we'll probably pass on you. Jadia Parker? I'll be you're leaving WWE. That is astounding. You're 40 hardcore, so you're a bit on the lower side. Hot new catchphrase, modeling experience, and a prodigy. Ooh, prodigy's good. Are you improving in hardcore? You've not really improved for a while. I mean, you don't really fit our company. I like the idea of having someone quite well known, but I don't really think she fits our mould. I mean, I'll stick her on the shortlist just in case. But I got a feeling we're just getting all the ladies here. We do need to keep it nice and balanced between women and men. Big Justice, what are you? An 18-year-old non-wrestler. I think we'll pass on that one. Charlie Dempsey. You're leaving WWE. I bet you've got no hardcore. You're 43 hardcore, to be fair. Given performance. You're a prodigy as well. Are you improving? Your hardcore is improving. Again, more of a technician, but passes the minimum requirement of 40. I guess we should kind of keep going to 50, to be honest. I just like the idea of having big names in, to be honest. Stephanie Vaquer's coming up. What's her hardcore? 40, yeah. I mean, 37. I don't think she'll be improved. Well, she's improving slightly. I bet she would cost an absolute fortune, though. I mean, she's only 65 popularity. Anyone else interesting? Shun Saito. Did we look at this guy before? Yeah, we've seen that guy, haven't we? Karlen Petrovich, we've checked out. Sky Arder, he was in my other local to global. I bet he's about 80. Yeah, 65. Still got it in technical, though, hasn't he? Anyone else interesting? Yuki Ashida, you any good? 56 hardcore, that's not bad. Keep an eye on you. What's your popularity? I mean, you'd need a big old push. You're more popular in Japan than anywhere else. We can get you cheap, possibly. Like I said, we do need additional workers at this point. Jack Cartwheel. 49 hardcore, decent. Daredevil as well. Lively. Yeah, nothing particularly wrong with him. He could... Nothing particularly wrong with him at all. He's a little bit away from that 50, but... Not too bad. QT Marshall. Yeah, 45. Deathmatch, you give him perform a natural trainer, that's good. Talent spotter. You popular? Yeah, I mean, you're alright. Alright, I think we'll leave that there for now, otherwise we're going to just spend the whole episode looking at episodes. Billy Starks is not far away as well. She's definitely someone I'm hopeful of getting in. Mark Quinn. Alright, this is the last one we'll look at. 10 hardcore, right? No. I'm just interested to see who is coming along. And, you know, so we've made a contract offer to Alba Fire. We've also got Rina Yamashita and Nate Webb trying to renew to get them contracts. Have I put your... Yeah, all shows. Perfect. Right, we'll go ahead and book Friday Night Frenzy number 36. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so here we are. We're going to do Friday Night Frenzy number 63 to finish the recording today. Do we have any creative finishes? We do. I should probably use them. Give me just a second here. Yep, alright, so we've got a lot of the B squad out tonight, if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to save as many pennies as possible, but we do have a pretty good main event on the card tonight, so hopefully that'll pull us through. Let's get the show started, shall we? And Milagros Carvalho takes on Shanyota in our opening match. And Shanyota gets the win here. Shanyota with a 37, Milagros Carvalho with a 30. Shanyota has a gimmick that is getting stale. Yeah, Miss Carvalho is still a young lion, so at the minute she just kind of has to stay where she is. Let's just go and sort out Shanyota's gimmick, otherwise I will forget. So where is she? Gimmick. Let's just tweak that. That'll do for now. We can sort it all out later. Back to the show. And we've got Mad Dog Conley tonight, making his debut, taking on Dragon Bane, and Dragon Bane gets the win. These two have got great chemistry, so that is interesting. So Mad Dog Conley was rusty. Yeah, that's to be expected, but 18 is not bad considering the popularity level he's at and rusty and stuff. Dragon Bane with 47. Yeah, this is okay. Not too bad. Not too displeased with that. And Rhino takes on Green Worm. And Green Worm gets the win over Rhino with a top rope leg drop. And unfortunately, this is only a 6-minute match. So Rhino can now no longer go more than 6 minutes. So it's probably time to say goodbye to Rhino, I think, no. So maybe I'll try him in a tag match. But as far as singles action goes, he cannot go anymore. So unfortunate. But we may be saying goodbye to Rhino after this. So 34 segment rating. He can put Green Worm out a little bit on the way up. Put her out. That's not the right. It's not the right word. Put her over on the way out. And Selena did some good work at ringside. I lose track of who she is managing now. She's managing everyone. And we get an angle now. So Jin and Bentley are backstage when they're approached by Tatum Paxley. She mentions she has an interesting partnership opportunity and needs a couple of big, strong men to help her. The two men seem curious and are willing to hear her out, but the scene cuts off before any more is said. And the Reign of Terror storyline has automatically advanced with this segment. So, what could be happening here? We will have to find out, won't we? But Tatum Paxley, Mrs. Exclusive, apparently, is you know, doing the rounds with the men by the looks of it. So we'll see where this goes. If it goes anywhere, could be a red herring. We'll find out later. And in a decent match that had decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling, Veronica Poundstone defeats Jeff Cannonball in a death match. And Veronica Poundstone sustained chronic shoulder pain, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you know, it's a death match. These things are going to happen. And yeah, it took a big toll. I wonder how long she's injured for. Jeff Cannonball debuted his King Ugly gimmick, and it got a rating of great. Yeah, unfortunate. The locker room was not happy with Jeff Cannonball. Oh dear, Jeff. Oh dear. And in a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling, Dulce Tormenta and Selena De La Renta defeated Bam Sullivan and Shazza McKenzie in 10 minutes when Selena pinned Shazza McKenzie with a booty call, of all things. And yeah, Selena has got bad morale. I'm just trying to give her a few wins to kind of improve things, I guess. Yeah, these don't have very good gimmicks. This Luchadora was awful. Bam Sullivan, Rancid was adequate. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to be rusty. A lot of people making their debuts. A lot of people haven't worked for several years, so Yeah, I told you it was going to be like a B squad tonight, so hopefully the main event can pull it up. I should have changed the product before I did this, shouldn't I? And Nate Webb takes on Odinson in a wild brawl. Nate Webb getting the win, seeming as he can't wrestle events. So these don't click, which again is a crying shame. We could be in for a dud here tonight. I forgot to change the product. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Charlie Evans defeats JD Drake with a swipe left. And yeah, I'm just basically trying to get her over a little bit. JD Drake, this is going to be his last match with us. So he wasn't happy about losing to Charlie Evans, but I don't care. You're retiring. Charlie Evans is going to do good things for us in the future. 46 overall. Let's hope the main event can save us. So in a superb match, Hermanos Del Miedo defeat Kenzie and MV Young in 15 minutes when Miedo Extremo pinned Kenzie Page, and defense number 1 of the tag team titles are made. And in terms of performances here, Miedo Extremo once again the pick of the bunch here. Creative finish was a success. MV Young not far behind Mr. Extremo. Penta with 57 and Kenzie now up to 51. So yeah, I mean, this is a good match. If this was main event spotlight, I'd be happy. I'm a bit worried what rating we're going to get here. MV Young debuted a new shot that showcased his ability to sell well. His psychology will be helped, being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. Well, that is excellent. Very good. 51. Yeah, the show lost its popularity in one region. That's unfortunate. Let's address the locker room. So, yeah, MV Young, you debuted a new high spot. Let's give you some praise. Who else did well tonight? I mean, there wasn't any particular standout performances. Who was in the building tonight? So, I mean, Jeff Cannonball botched someone up. Who did he botch up? Let's give Veronica Poundstone some reassurance because she just got botched up. And I think we'll give Rhino some, like, farewell praise. You know, because it's a good example. There we are, that'll do. Right. MV Young was very happy. Veronica Poundstone seemed pleased. And Rhino seemed pleased. She's out for 87 days. It can be worked through, but I probably won't use it. It's not worth the risk, to be honest. If we get desperate, we can use her, but I think she can just have a bit of time off. That's fine. We made £67,000 on the show, so that's good. Dollars, sorry. That's what we needed to pull ourselves away from the danger zone a little bit. We lost popularity in the tri-state. Not a full popularity, but probably undone all our good gains. So, note to self, book a better house show next time. 22 to 23 in the Mid-Atlantic is a jump, so that's good. Yeah, and that's that. So yeah, Josh Cody, he was in Curb Stomp Cities, local to global as well, wasn't he? I think he's a high flyer, 62 aerial. Not very good hardcore though. He's not for us. He has got some booking skill. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, main talking points after that is the tag team title defense of the Hermanos Del Miedos. They're gonna. I think we're going to move MV Young and Kenzie Page away from that now permanently. And I mean, I think MV Young has got to go back into the main event title picture. I think at this point, but I've not 100% decided. But that will then open the door for the tag team division. So we've got the likes of Los Golpadores, Eric and Ivar are there, Project Mayhem. Well, they're sort of wound up with Yoshida, but you know, we could even bring in Dominic Guarini and Kevin Crew as well to kind of flesh out that division a bit. Not sure about Rhino and Veronica. They're probably going to go their separate ways now. I think Rhino's going to... I think we might just send him on his way. Could he team up with Milagros Carvalho just for a few months? Maybe. We'll see. We've got Nick Gage to come back as well at some point. He's been out of sorts lately. What have we got here? Nate Webb has now agreed to be available for ATV shows, so thank you very much, Nate. We're still waiting on the other two. Odinson's gone, Shaz and McKenzie is gone. Yeah, they had one appearance left on their contract. 24,000 people viewed the show. Tat and Paxi says Kenzie Page is charismatic and has a lot of upside. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can certainly see it. I just worry about this hardcore skill not moving. I do worry about it not moving. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on her. Charisma's great. Charisma is great. But while we're looking, performance skills. Charisma's on the up. She's been hanging around with MV Young a lot, so she will get better. Urban Warfare 2, so that's old news. Alba Fire, yeah, so we've put an offer in for her. Have I read everything here? I'm sure I've read everything here, yeah. Let's just delete all that now. So, yeah, anything interesting on here to finish up? I don't think so. German Wrestling Federation are calling PG-rated sports entertainment. Grow some balls. What else have we got on here? Noisy Boy, joins 23. No. Alright, nothing really of any interest. Can we buy any other companies? Not that we've actually got any money to do anything with, but is there anyone in trouble? Could we try and branch out a little bit that way? Lucha Libre, so they're owned by the WWE, so we can't do anything with that. NXT are also owned by the WWE, and then we're third last, so we can't buy anyone. TNT Extreme Wrestling, are you losing money? Not really. Is anyone? Ring of Honor, you are owned by AEW. Melbourne City Wrestling, you're not losing money. Pro Wrestling Australia. Pro Wrestling Eve, no, no one's losing any money, are they? West Coast, no, no one's really losing any money, are they? Alright, I guess we're not going to be able to expand that way. But just thought I'd have a quick look. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. And we'll come back next time. We'll go through the month of July, I think. Let's just look at the finances before we end. So we lost £160,000. We would have made a profit of £15,000 approximately if we hadn't improved the media facilities. So I think we're okay. I need to test it out for another month. We've only done like half a month here, so we'll see how it goes. Looking at the event schedule, we will come back on Tuesday the 2nd of July and run through them four and maybe a pay-per-view. I'm not sure what to call it yet. I'll have a think between episodes. It's going to be a little while yet. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. And, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.